Boy, this Jesus fella, he's super demanding, isn't he? It's a little bit weird to lean into these texts because it's like leaning into a performance review. Like, how many people at work get excited for a performance review? Oh, performance review season, oh, excellent. Can I have two? A couple things about the city of Pergamum. It was a capital city in the province. Think of like really important city in Rome. And they were known for having a big altar to Zeus. And then they were also known for having a large temple as a part of the imperial cult. Think emperor worship. And mixed into both of these things would have been large feasts, lots of drinking, and lots of sexual promiscuity. To the angel or the messenger of the church in Pergamum, write, "These are the words of him who has the sharp, double-edged sword. His words have the power to judge and the power to save." It's like his words are the ultimate authority, the ultimate power. I know where you live, where Satan has his throne. Most scholars think that this Satan has his throne is the idea of the altar to Zeus and the temple to the imperial cult. And yet you remain true to my name. You did not renounce your faith in me. Not even in the days of Antipas, my faithful witness, who was put to death in your city where Satan lives. It's so bad there that if you are a faithful witness, you could be put to death in this city. So within Pergamum itself, they had the right of the sword, which meant that they could decide, we're going to take your life. Jesus, right off the bat, says to those living in that city, don't forget who holds the true sword. Don't forget who has true ultimate authority, who is the true judge. It's like a way of saying, like, don't be afraid of the empire. I have a few things against you. There are some among you who hold to the teaching of Balaam, who taught Balak to entice the Israelites to sin so that they ate food sacrificed to idols and committed sexual immorality. And so when Jesus references this story, what he's referencing is a proverbial tale that had become like a shorthand way for talking about seduction and compromise. Seduction and compromise. Not everyone has to be destroyed through power. Some people, you can destroy them with just a little seduction that leads to a little bit of compromise. Likewise, you also have those who hold to the teaching of the Nicolaitans. What we seem to be able to gather about these people is that they're an early type of Gnosticism. Think of the separation of the body, of the physical, from the spirit. And that the body, the physical, doesn't matter. In fact, it's bad. And the spirit is what really matters. Why would the teaching of the Nicolaitans be seductive? Because imagine if there were people in your church. Imagine if, like, from the stage, the teacher was like, hey, we can't do this. You can't go worship Zeus. You can't go worship the emperor. And people are like, we're going to lose our jobs. But there's other people in the church who are like, hey, don't pay attention to that. You can totally go worship Zeus and the emperor. You know why? Because it doesn't matter what you do with your body. You can bring your body there and you can eat and you can drink and you can be promiscuous. Those things don't matter. What matters is what you believe in your heart. To this, Jesus says this, repent therefore. Otherwise, I will soon come to you and will fight against them with the sword of my mouth. And then the refrain that is said to all the churches, whoever has ears, let them hear what the Spirit says to the churches. The church in Pergamum was not failing at withstanding persecution. They were failing at withstanding seduction. You're not failing at the voice of the lion, you're failing at the voice of the serpent. When it's loud and obvious, you're like, no, I will die for this. But when it's just seductive, quiet, no, there's an easier way to do this. That's where you're failing. Is it possible that some of us, that perhaps even just in this culture, that this is the warning, these are the words of the Spirit that we need to hear most? You don't live in a country where you have to worry about the sword. But how are you doing with the seductive voice of the serpent? One of the key parts of this throne room scene is that there is Jesus on a throne. And thousands of angels are worshiping him. And one of the things that they are saying about him is, worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Which is the answer to the question that that I have sometimes when I experience God's rebuke of me, God's critique of me. Who could speak to me like this? Why would I let someone speak to me like this? Why would I receive this? Who is worthy to speak to me like this? And then I am swept up into the throne room of heaven and offered the invitation to join in the chorus. He is worthy.